All right, let's get real for a second. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, putting in the effort, staying positive, and yet life just seems to knock you down every chance it gets? It's like you're playing a game where the rules keep changing, and no matter how hard you try, the universe just keeps throwing you curveballs. Sound familiar? This is why your approach to life isn't working. You're trying to control too much. Now, don't get me wrong, having control feels good, doesn't it? We all want to steer the ship, call the shots, and make things go our way. But here's the Stoic truth. You can't control everything. And that's okay. What you can control is where the magic happens. The Stoics had this figured out a long time ago. They realized that life is unpredictable, and trying to control everything around you is not just impossible, it's exhausting. Instead, they focused on mastering the one thing that truly matters themselves. They understood that the key to a peaceful and fulfilling life is recognizing the difference between what you can and cannot control. It's that simple. But let's be real, simple doesn't mean easy, right? To think about it, how much energy do you waste worrying about things that are completely out of your hands? The weather, other people's opinions, traffic. Whether your favorite team wins or loses, none of this is within your control. So why let it stress you out? Scene 2, the Garden of Life. All right, picture this scenario. You've spent months, maybe even years, tending to your dream garden. You've picked out the perfect plants, watered them diligently, and done everything in your power to make sure that this garden is a beautiful oasis. But then, out of nowhere, a storm hits. Not just any storm, a tornado. It comes through and destroys everything in its path. Now, here's the million-dollar question. How do you react? Do you scream at the sky, shake your fists at the injustice of it all? Or do you realize that no matter how much effort you put in, no amount of hard work could have stopped that tornado? Exactly. This, my friends, is the Stoic mindset in action. It's about understanding that some things are simply beyond your control. The storm wasn't a personal attack on you or your garden. It was just nature doing its thing. So why waste your energy being upset about it? Now, let's take this a step further. You've got two choices here. You can either leave your garden in ruins, letting the destruction symbolize the end of your hard work, or you can choose to rebuild. But this time, you're going to rebuild stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Maybe you'll plant different types of plants, ones that can withstand stronger winds. Maybe you'll build a protective wall. The point is, you're not giving up, you're adapting. And that's what the Stoics would do. They'd learn from what happened, make improvements, and keep moving forward. Because here's the thing, life is going to keep throwing storms your way. Some you'll see coming, others will blindside you. But what matters is how you respond. Are you going to let the storms destroy you, or are you going to rebuild? Scene Brucia 3 Darbagi, your true north. Now, let's dive into something that might seem a bit old-fashioned, but is more relevant than ever: virtue. The Stoics believe that virtue, things like wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control, are the only true goods in life. These aren't just buzzwords, they're guiding principles that can shape every decision you make, every action you take. I think about it this way. In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with messages about what will make us happy: more money, more followers, more stuff. But the Stoics knew that true happiness doesn't come from external things. It comes from living in alignment with your values, being a good person, and doing what's right even when it's tough. Take courage, for example. Courage isn't just about being brave in the face of danger. It's about standing up for what's right, even when it's unpopular. It's about being honest, even when lying would be easier. And let's be honest. In a world where it's easy to follow the crowd, true courage is a rare thing. Justice is another big one. It's not just about fairness, it's about treating others with respect, giving them their due, and acting with integrity. Justice means making decisions that are not just good for you, but good for everyone involved. It's about seeing the bigger picture and not just focusing on what benefits you in the short term. And then there's wisdom. Wisdom is the ability to see things as they truly are, to understand the world around you, and to make decisions based on that understanding. But it's not about knowing everything, it's about knowing what's important and focusing on that. Wisdom is what helps you navigate the complexities of life without getting overwhelmed. Finally, there's self-control. In a world full of distractions and temptations, self-control is what keeps you focused on your goals. It's what stops you from making impulsive decisions that you'll regret later. It's what helps you stay true to your values, even when it's hard. So how do you cultivate these virtues? It starts with small, everyday decisions. When you're faced with a choice, ask yourself, is this the wise thing to do? Is it just? Is it courageous? Is it in line with my values? Every time you make a decision based on virtue, you're taking a step closer to living the kind of life the Stoics believed in: a life of meaning, purpose, and true happiness. Scene 4, the power of detachment. Now, let's talk about something that's a bit of a game changer: detachment. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to accumulate more and more stuff, more achievements, more recognition. But the Stoics taught us that true peace and happiness come not from having more, but from needing less. Detachment doesn't mean you stop caring about things or people. It's not about becoming cold or indifferent. It's about understanding that your happiness shouldn't be dependent on things outside of your control, whether that's material possessions, other people's opinions, or even your own success. It's about learning to let go of the need for these things to define you. Here's a real-world example. Imagine you've worked hard to get a promotion at work. You've put in the hours, gone the extra mile, and you're sure you've got it in the bag. But then someone else gets the job. How do you react? Do you let it crush you, make you feel like all your effort was for nothing? Or do you accept that this outcome was never entirely in your control? The Stoic response is the latter. Detachment means recognizing that your self-worth isn't tied to whether or not you got that promotion. It's tied to the effort you put in, the skills you developed, and the person you became in the process. The outcome? That's secondary. When you let go of the need for external validation, you free yourself from so much unnecessary stress and disappointment. But detachment isn't just about material things or success. It's also about relationships. Yes, relationships. The people in our lives are incredibly important, but we can't control them. We can't control how they feel about us, what they do, or the decisions they make. And trying to control these things is a recipe for frustration and heartache. The Stoics teach us to love deeply, to care for others, but to do so with a sense of detachment. This means loving people for who they are, not for who we want them to be. It means accepting that sometimes people will leave, relationships will end, and that's okay. Your peace of mind doesn't have to be tied to the actions or approval of others. So how do you practice detachment in your daily life? Start by being mindful of where you place your happiness. Are you relying on things outside of your control to make you happy? If so, it's time to reevaluate. Focus on the things you can control: your actions, your attitudes, your responses. Let go of the rest. Because when you do, you'll find a freedom and peace that's truly liberating. Scene 5. Face obstacles with calm. Life is full of obstacles, right? Whether it's a flat tire on your way to an important meeting, an unexpected health issue, or a sudden change in your career path, obstacles are inevitable. But here's the Stoic twist. Obstacles aren't just roadblocks, they're opportunities in disguise. When the Stoics faced challenges, they didn't see them as setbacks. They saw them as opportunities to practice their virtues like patience, courage, and wisdom. And think about that for a second. Every time life throws something difficult your way, it's giving you a chance to grow, to become stronger, to prove to yourself what you're really made of. Let's say you're working on a big project and suddenly everything goes wrong. Your computer crashes, you lose all your data, and your deadline is looming. It's easy to panic, to let frustration take over. But the Stoic response: stay calm, assess the situation. What can you do now? This calm, rational approach allows you to see solutions where others might only see problems. But it's not about ignoring the difficulty, it's about facing it head on, with a clear mind and a steady heart. Because the truth is, getting worked up, stressed out, and panicking, that only makes things worse. But it's not just about big dramatic obstacles. It's also about the small, everyday annoyances that can build up and wear you down. The traffic jam that makes you late, the rude comment from a coworker, the unexpected bill in the mail, these are all opportunities to practice the Stoic art of calm and resilience. The Stoics believe that every obstacle is a chance to practice and strengthen your virtues. It's a chance to prove to yourself that you're not controlled by your circumstances, but by your inner strength and wisdom. So the next time life throws a challenge your way, don't see it as a setback. See it as a test of your patience, your courage, your ability to stay calm under pressure. And here's the kicker. The more you practice facing obstacles with calm and resilience, the better you get at it. It's like building a muscle. The more you work it, the stronger it becomes. Soon you'll find that the things that used to stress you out don't have the same power over you anymore. You've trained your mind to see challenges as opportunities, and that's a game changer. Scene 6, living in the present. This one's big, folks, living in the present. In a world that's constantly pulling us in different directions, the past, the future, what could have been, what might be, the Stoics remind us that the only moment we truly have is right now. But how often do we actually live in the present? We spend so much time dwelling on the past, what we should have done differently, the mistakes we made, the opportunities we missed. And when we're not stuck in the past, we're worrying about the future. What if this happens? What if that doesn't work out? It's exhausting. The Stoics knew that this kind of thinking robs us of our peace and our ability to enjoy the moment. Because here's the thing, the past is gone. You can't change it. And the future, it hasn't happened yet. So why waste energy on things you can't control? The only time you can truly influence is the present. So why not focus on that? Living in the present means fully engaging with the moment you're in. It means appreciating the little things, the sound of birds chirping, the taste of your morning coffee, the warmth of the sun on your skin. These might seem like small, insignificant details, but they're what make up the fabric of your life. And if you're always somewhere else mentally stuck in the past or worried about the future, you're missing out on your life as it's happening. But living in the present isn't just about enjoying the good moments. It's also about facing the difficult ones with clarity and grace. When you're fully present, you're better equipped to resigned to whatever life throws at you. You're not weighed down by regrets or paralyzed by anxiety about the future. You're here now, ready to handle whatever comes your way. The Stoics believe that being present is the key to a peaceful and fulfilling life. It's about accepting that the past is out of your hands and the future is uncertain. But this moment right here, right now, that's yours. And what you do with it is up to you. So how do you start living more in the present? It's about mindfulness, being aware of your thoughts, your surroundings, your actions. It's about catching yourself when your mind starts to drift to the past or worry about the future, and gently bringing it back to the now. It's a practice, and like any practice, it takes time and effort. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And here's the truth. The present is where your power is. It's where you can make changes, take action, and experience life to the fullest. So don't let it slip away unnoticed. Grab hold of it, live it, and make the most of it. Scene 7, the discipline of self-control. Now, let's tackle something we all struggle with at some point: self-discipline. In a world full of distractions and instant gratification, self-discipline is becoming a rare commodity. But the Stoics, they knew that self-discipline is the foundation of a meaningful life. And think about it. How often do we give in to short-term pleasures that derail our long-term goals? You want to get in shape, but that pizza looks so good. You want to save money, but that new gadget is calling your name. You want to focus on work, but your phone keeps buzzing. Sound familiar? The Stoics understood that self-discipline is about making choices that align with your goals and values, even when it's hard. It's about resisting the temptation to take the easy way out and instead doing what you know is right. And here's the kicker: it's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about making small, disciplined choices every day that add up over time. So how do you build self-discipline? Start by identifying what's holding you back. Is it procrastination? Lack of motivation? Distractions? Once you know what your obstacles are, you can start to tackle them. And here's a pro tip: eliminate temptations before they even become an issue. If you know you're likely to binge watch a show instead of working on your project, don't start the show until your work is done. If you're trying to eat healthier, don't keep junk food in the house. Set yourself up for success by removing the obstacles that make it harder to stay disciplined. Another key to building self-discipline is creating a routine. When you have a routine, certain actions become automatic. They require less mental energy and willpower. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't think about it, you just do it. Now imagine if exercising or working on your goals was just as automatic. But here's the thing: self-discipline isn't just about deprivation or making yourself miserable. It's about making choices that bring you closer to the life you want to live. And sometimes that means finding ways to make the process enjoyable. If you hate running, find another form of exercise you enjoy. If you struggle to stay focused, try breaking your work into smaller, more manageable tasks. And don't forget to celebrate your progress. Every time you make a disciplined choice, you're building a stronger foundation for your future. So give yourself credit where it's due. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. So there you have it, the Stoic secrets to living a life of meaning, resilience, and true happiness. It's not about controlling everything because you can't. It's about controlling yourself, your actions, your reactions, your mindset. When you master that, you master life. But hey, now it's your turn. What's one Stoic practice you're going to start implementing today? Or are you going to focus on detachment, maybe work on your self-discipline? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe for more insights, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Let's make these Stoic lessons go viral together.